Some Virginia districts are defying Governor Glenn Youngkin's new gender policy for schools. It requires students to use their birth sex for school bathrooms and activities, but some districts say they will stick with their own guidelines. Prince William County Schools is one of them. They're saying that its regulation, known as treatment of transgender and gender nonconforming students, quote, is consistent with both federal and state anti-discrimination laws, and PWCS employees will continue to follow this regulation. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin joins me now. Lots to talk to him about today. Governor, good to have you back on the program. What do you say to those who are defying this Virginia legislation that passed and that you put into effect? Is there anything that you can do about it?
Well, let me just first begin with it's the law, and the law is very clear that I issue model policies, and local school districts have to adopt policies consistent with the model policies. And I would add to the fact that this is common sense. We are very straightforwardly saying that first, parents are in charge of their children's lives. The kids don't belong to the state. They belong to parents and to families, and they have the ultimate say in decisions that that child is going to make with a parent, not with a bureaucrat. And finally, at the end of the day, these are the exact same school systems that fought us on allowing parents to decide whether children wear a mask or whether sexually explicit materials could be removed from the curriculum, or that schools were going to stay shut for a long period of time, unnecessarily long, which resulted in massive learning loss. And again, parents today in Virginia get to decide whether their child wears a mask, and parents in Virginia today get to decide whether sexually explicit material should be removed from the curriculum for their child. Schools are open, and these school districts will, in fact, comply with the law because it is the law and they don't have a choice.
It's going to be interesting to watch how that plays out and whether or not you'll see movement in the school boards in those places. I know there's been a big push to do this politically as well, to get on board with what your policies have been popular overall in Virginia for sure. I do want to ask you about your
Martha,
Secure the Vote effort.
Martha,
yeah, go ahead.
Well, Martha, can I just add one thing? And you're seeing parents react. These aren't just Republican parents. These are parents who are frustrated with the fact that the dignity and the safety and the privacy of all children and families is not being ensured by the old policies that pushed parents out of their children's lives. And this is exactly what we saw in Loudoun County, where, in fact, it became a true groundswell, ground zero of the parents' movement. And now we're seeing it in Fairfax County and others. This is a parent moment, not a political moment, and they will, in fact, comply with the law and stop thinking that they know more than parents.
So let me ask you about the Secure the Vote effort in Virginia. And I know that you also were discussing this with Governor Kemp, who is working on a similar program for Republicans to work on getting the vote in early and mail-in vote. You're trying to change the way people look at this on your side of the aisle, right?
Well, Martha, we have just essential, critical elections this year in Virginia. We have midterms. Our entire House, our entire Senate is up. We have to hold our House, and I want to flip our Senate. And this is so important to the future agenda in Virginia, which has been so successful to date, but we can accelerate and go even faster. And so getting Republicans off the sidelines and having them fully engaged in the entirety of the election process through early voting and through absentee voting. And so we launched SecureYourVoteVirginia.com. We're talking to voters about making a plan to vote early. It worked great in Georgia last year. We brought the team to Virginia. They wrote the first edition. We're writing the second edition. And I think we'll be able to demonstrate next year in 2024 that they can adopt the Virginia plan and we can win early voting around the country. But we're going to do it first in Virginia this year. These are such crucial elections for us. We're going to hold our House, flip our Senate, and demonstrate that in a very short 24 months, a state that was extremely blue can stand up and turn red.
Well, that has a lot of people, as you know, paying attention to your future. And I know you have said the last time we spoke as well that you wouldn't consider anything until after that November election. You have things you want to accomplish in Virginia. But this didn't go unnoticed. The VCU poll just a week or so ago shows you beating Joe Biden in a head-to-head in Virginia in a presidential matchup. You're at 44 and he is at 37. This is a state that Joe Biden won by 10 points over Donald Trump. There's also reporting this week that shows that there are major GOP donors who are sort of putting a pause button on their donations because they're waiting to see if you might consider being a late entrant to the 2024 presidential race. What do you say?
Well, first, as you can imagine, it's incredibly humbling. I am very focused on Virginia, and we've got a lot of work to do. And it's also encouraging that people are paying attention to the great progress that we've made with going from near last in job growth to near the top in job growth and standing up for parents and backing law enforcement. And guess what? Common sense conservative policies work, and in Virginia, we're showing it real time. We're focused on our November elections. We have got to be successful in holding our House and flipping our Senate. And again, I'm humbled by the attention, but I'm laser focused. I just left a campaign event for one of our great Senate candidates and one of our great House candidates, Tara Durant for Senate, Lee Peters for House, and swing districts. We've got to get this done.
All right. We'll certainly be covering closely those Virginia elections and seeing how you do. Thank you so much, Governor Glenn Youngkin in Virginia. Always great to talk to you, sir.
Martha, always great to be with you. God bless you.